West Virginia shouldn't exist, at least not according to many historians. It was born in the middle of a war, created by a controversial vote, and approved by a president who wasn't even sure it was legal. Virginia, one of America's oldest and richest colonies, was torn apart during the Civil War, and the result was a brand new state that shocked the nation. This is the forgotten story of why Virginia was split in two. Welcome to Hidden Chapters USA Today. We uncover the dramatic and surprising events that created West Virginia, a state that wasn't supposed to happen. It's a story of civil war, divided loyalties, secret conventions, and a political gamble that changed the map of America forever. Long before the Civil War, Virginia was already split, not by borders, but by lifestyle, geography, and belief. Eastern Virginia was wealthy, filled with plantations, tobacco farms, and slaveholding elites. Western Virginia was the opposite, mountainous, with small farms, working-class settlers, and very little slavery. Politically and economically, the two sides barely understood each other. For decades, Western Virginians felt ignored, underrepresented, taxed unfairly, and controlled by wealthy planters in the East. When the Civil War began in 1861, this tension exploded. When Virginia voted to secede from the Union and join the Confederacy, many in the western counties refused. They didn't support the Confederacy, they didn't support secession, and they didn't want their sons fighting for a cause they didn't believe in. So, Western leaders did something bold. They created their own government. In the town of Wheeling, Union-loyal Virginians formed the restored government of Virginia. And believe it or not, President Abraham Lincoln accepted this group as the real Virginia. In 1861, delegates from western counties met in Wheeling to decide their future. Many secretly wanted to break away and create a new state, but they knew it had to be done carefully. The U.S. Constitution says you cannot create a new state from an existing one without the original state's approval. But Eastern Virginia had joined the Confederacy, and the only Virginia that Lincoln recognized was the restored government in the West. So, Western Virginians used a legal loophole. They asked themselves, the restored government, for permission to form a new state, and they approved it. In October 1861, a vote was held to decide whether Western Virginia should become a separate state. But here is the shocking part. Only a small percentage of residents voted. Many counties were under Confederate control. Others had poor access to polling places. Some soldiers voted on behalf of entire communities. The vote passed, but historians still debate how representative it truly was. Despite this, the wheels were already in motion. When the proposal reached Abraham Lincoln, he hesitated. Was this constitutional? Could a group within a state approve the creation of a new state while the rest of the state was at war? Lincoln wrote that the situation was a division of a state made by a war within the state. Some of his advisors warned him that approving West Virginia could be viewed as illegal. Others argued the Union desperately needed loyal states. After days of debate, Lincoln made his decision. On December 31, 1862, he approved the bill that would create West Virginia. The state was born at the stroke of a pen. On June 20, 1863, West Virginia officially entered the Union as the 35th state. It was the only state created by breaking apart another state during the Civil War. The only state created because its people refused to join the Confederacy. And one of the most controversial legal decisions in U.S. history. Even after the war, the legality of West Virginia remained a national debate. Did the restored government really represent Virginia? Was the vote legitimate? Was Lincoln bending the Constitution to help the Union survive? In 1871, the Supreme Court ruled that West Virginia's creation was valid. but many experts still argue it shouldn't have happened. West Virginia became a state because history forced a decision that otherwise would never have been made. Virginia and West Virginia grew into two very different states. One became a center of American politics. The other preserved mountain culture and rugged independence. But their split remains one of the most extraordinary moments in US history. West Virginia wasn't planned. It wasn't expected, and many believed it wasn't legal. But in a moment of crisis, a new state was born, forever changing the map of America. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Hidden Chapters USA for more forgotten chapters of American history.